One Piece World Seeker looks fantastic, and the pre-rendered cutscenes, as well as the intro movie, really set your expectations high. Unfortunately, World Seeker will never fulfill any of those expectations. In fact, it won't even begin to come close. Visually, however, I'd put One Piece World Seeker up against any other game of its genre, and I'd be confident that it could hold its own. Unfortunately, eventually you're going to have to play this game, and that's where the trouble starts. World Seeker is boring, like all caps boring. See, just thinking about it while writing this script is actually bumming me out. In World Seeker, Luffy possesses one of the most action-oriented movesets of any anime protagonist, but then you spend the majority of the game sneaking around and performing fetch quests. It's a jarring departure from the character and tone of the source material. However, I suppose downplaying the action elements of this game is ultimately for the best. After all, despite being a legendary Devil Fruit user, you'll actively dread getting into fights. Why? That's simple. The only time Luffy ever feels fun is when he's rocketing around with Gum Gum Rocket or floating around using Gum Gum UFO, but these moments are too few and far in between. Nothing else about the way Luffy functions feels intuitive. Say what you will about Devil May Cry 5's dubious control scheme, and I will, but at least you feel powerful and in control. Playing as Luffy against ordinary Marines, you struggle to get that sensation, and that's a problem. When I tell you that any enemy can and will take Luffy's life, I'm not joking. After getting shot with a gun, Luffy staggers, and it's like the only thing he can do, which means he can't block, he can't dodge, and he can't attack. So when facing multiple enemies, or enemies with machine guns, this can cause you to get stun locked and die without ever having the chance to recover. When Luffy knocks an enemy to the ground, they become invincible. So in many cases, the first attack will knock down an enemy, which causes the following combo hits to become useless. Add to that the fact that when you're fighting a boss, many bosses will attack while he's still swinging that useless Gum Gum barrage, and then you'll probably notice something else. Luffy can't cancel attacks. Even if you see it coming, all Luffy can do is take it or die. Probably both. One Piece World Seeker is best summed up as an interesting plot looking for an interesting game. The good thing is, the story is completely self-contained, meaning that if you're not up to date or if you've never read the manga, it's perfectly fine. You'll still get a kick out of it. For longtime fans of the series, you'll get the chance to be thrilled by seeing all your old favorites, as well as a few new surprises. These OCs are done to perfection and fit in well when interacting with the original cast. My only complaint is that the main story is exceedingly short, a little over 5 hours or so, depending how you play. So despite being one of the game's best features, it's gone much too soon. There's really not much to say here. When there is sound, it's perfect. Music, dialogue, effects, everything clicks. Unfortunately, despite there being tons of scripted dialogue, there's actually very little spoken dialogue outside of cutscenes. Now, I know I made the same complaint about Ni no Kuni 2, so maybe there's an industry standard here that I don't know about for anime games. After all, it seems that if Far Cry and games like it can have voice acting for literally every single conversation, why can't this one? In what seems like the biggest surprise letdown, there's no world for World Seeker to seek out. The place feels dead. Aside from enemies and story NPCs, it feels like there's really nothing happening in this game. Imagine walking outside through a forest and hearing nothing. There are no birds, no fish, no butterflies. Nothing. The environment is there. It's just like someone forgot to program them in. But it's not just the wildlife. Even in the cities, which are the World Seeker's main set pieces, the world seems oddly empty. Even the biggest city, Steel City, feels scarcely populated. A gigantic city with absolutely nothing going on. It'll give you a serious Kangbashi vibe. And if you've never heard of Kangbashi, you should Google it. It's an interesting story. Someone from Bandai Namco decided this whole World Seeker experience was worth $60. It isn't. Unless you are seriously the most die-hard One Piece fan in the world, I can't recommend you pick this one up. Not yet, at least. Keep an eye on it, put it on your wish list, and check back after a bit to see if the developers ever address any of the multitude of issues plaguing this game. In the meantime, One Piece Unlimited World Deluxe is on sale for like $30. So, if you really want to torture yourself, do it for half price. Hey guys, I want to thank you for making it to the end of the video. I'm working with new equipment and it's definitely been quite a learning experience, so thanks for your patience. I hope you'll subscribe and you can even leave a few pointers down below in the comments. Let me know what you think, what you liked, what you didn't like. That would be awesome. Also, you can find me streaming live daily over on caffeine.tv, so if you're unfamiliar, you should come over there sometime and hang out. It's a good time and I'd love to have you. Alright guys, that's all for now. I've been Saku and I will see you later.